CPR. Get the defibrillator. Everybody, stand clear. Administer the shock. For those of you who do not know what a code blue is, it is the code that is set for when a person is going into cardiac arrest. A code blue is only one of the countless scenarios that a physician sees. As an aspiring physician, I have investigated the lives of physicians, I have shadowed them, and I have also done some research to see how hard it is to get to their position as well as how hard it is to stay there. Now, some people may think that physicians only learn about medicine and that is the only thing they need to learn. But in reality, they need to be aware that other skills are required to become successful. Some skills are the skill of communication, the skill of multitasking, as well as the skill of working with diverse people. Having communication skills is the key to providing the best kind of healthcare. Effective communication is crucial between the healthcare staff and the patient, as well as between the healthcare staff themselves. An excellent way to show that the message was given and understood is by performing a simple perception check. As stated in our comm book, a perception check is a process of describing what you have seen and heard and asking for feedback from the other person. By doing this, the doctor is able to let the patient know if he or she understood the complaint correctly. That way, if there was something misunderstood, the patient can attempt to describe their signs and symptoms again. It is also especially important to have the clear communication between the healthcare personnel because the life of a patient is in their hands. They cannot allow a communication error to occur. An error like this can lead to the death of a patient. If a nurse did not hear the correct dose of morphine to be given, it can become lethal. And at times it can get loud in the clinic or hospital, so the staff cannot let the physical noise such as other staff member conversations, the printer making noise, or phones ringing interfere. A physician must also have their mind set on what they are doing. They cannot let psychological noise interfere either. They cannot let their feelings or emotions distract them from communicating to staff or patients. Now, physicians must have a polychronic time orientation versus a monochronic one. This is so because in a polychronic time orientation, they are required to perform multiple tasks at one time. They may be attending to one patient, yet be interrupted by the radiologist that is reporting the results of another patient. Then they may call from the lab and to report lab results as well. They need to be able to keep the patient straight and be aware of many things. As where a monochronic time orientation emphasizes on doing only one thing at a given time. A physician cannot just do one thing, and if any of you work in the medical setting, you will know what I'm talking about. They are constantly called from different departments that are trying to hand off information, and then they must see the patient and so on. So becoming a multitasker is, if you already are not one, is a good idea. Just like you can learn to do more than one thing at a time, you can also learn to deal with different types of people. The United States is culturally and racially diverse country. People from all over the world come to the United States, whether it be for a better life or family or whatever the reason may be. All people need health care. So a physician needs to be prepared to help such a diverse person. It could be that someone from another part of the world came to the United States within hours and a family member went into cardiac arrest. The family is already suffering from culture shock, that it can make the situation just a little more difficult. It could be that their culture is a masculine culture. As it is stated in our comm book, a masculine culture is a culture in which people are expected to adhere to traditional sex roles, and they may even look down on me as a woman and believe that I do not have the capability to helping the family member because they value masculine roles more highly than feminine roles. In this case, the physician needs to be prepared and reassure them that you got the same exact training as a male would and that you will do everything in your power to help them. Becoming a physician takes a great deal of energy and effort. It takes a driving passion and desire to help people and manage more than just the medicine aspect of the profession. They need to be well aware of their communication with the patients as well as communication with staff members, and doing such little things as perception checks can better the understanding of messages. Time is also something to consider. If you are a person that can only concentrate on one thing at a time, this job is definitely not for you. And as you all know, the United States is referred to as a big melting pot because of the diversity of races and cultures and customs that come into the U.S. Nowadays, people from all types of countries come into the United States and they try to communicate. It is especially important in healthcare because physicians depend on communication to make a diagnosis or treatment. They also have the responsibility to saving a person's life. So no matter what the circumstance, the physician needs to be well prepared. As an aspiring physician, learning all these things is overwhelming, but I believe that I have the drive, the dedication, and passion to becoming a physician. So I will learn the right skills I need in order to become a successful physician and to have a successful career.